Ladies and gentlemen, mutants and gods, I am the comic outlaw, and I'm bringing you Wolverine and Hercules, Miss Monsters and Mutants, yes, part 3, y'all. And here we go. Last we left off, Wolverine and Hercules got into a little tussle with Medusa and ended up turning Wolverine to stone. So he's on the way to the Cafe de Morte to see if he could fix this. And why the Cafe de Morte, you ask? Well, just like Hercules, other gods have learned to live in the modern world, and he needs a favor from one of them, in particular his uncle. And as you can tell, the people that work for his uncle aren't exactly human. Almost like they're from the underworld, maybe. But the bouncer gives Hercules a little lip, and Hercules responds in the only way he knows how: brute force. And as you go in, you find that this isn't the only undead person, but it's an entire bar. A pub, say, of the undead. Although Hercules is on a mission, he's looking for one man. If you probably can't guess who it is by now, I'll give you a hint. He's the ruler of the underworld. But, of course, Hercules negotiates the way Hercules always does, and just starts going to town on these zombies, or undead, or take your pick. I love how he just rips this guy's arm off and just starts bam, bam, bam. It just kind of goes to show that Hercules is just a straight brute, but he does have like a sort of a funny side why he's whooping ass. And of course, the fighting is stopped when he runs into his uncle, Pluto, or Hades, depending on what your preference is. Greek and Roman, you know, have two different names for two different gods. Well, in this world, they call him Pluto. Hercules explains the situation, that he's come to save his friend, basically. Meanwhile, is that one-sided wars going on between the Minotaur, our former king Eurystheus, I think. I'm not good at my Latin, so are just going to town on the hand, just destroying them. And this is kind of like their plan to reign in the hand and just kind of end up like kind of smashing what there is now and just taking over the remnants. And you find that they have all these Greek creatures, harpies, cyclops, all these Spartan soldiers, which is a really cool view. And I love how the cyclops like, ow. And they just complain about how whiny the soldiers are. It's just a nice little moment between the villains. And you find that there's trouble in paradise as the team is starting to divide a little bit, because our friend wasn't expecting as much damage to the hand. But sacrifices do have to be made in order to get revenge on the two they want to get revenge on, Hercules and Wolverine. So, for now, he plays along, but we'll see later, won't we? Now, I love how he just goes on, he explains his evil plan, the alliance, and this is the classic thing between bad guys, that somehow, some way, their plans don't exactly fall together, and they start to either break up or go their own way or decide to stab someone in the back. But speaking of stabbing someone in the back, I love this little scene between Pluto and Hercules. They offer Hercules the drink. He has Pluto drink it, and of course, it's poison. Well, you can't blame a god for trying, can you? And of course, Pluto comes back, and then he makes him the pitch, why should I help you? We don't exactly see eye to eye. And why is this creature, this mutant, any importance to me, Pluto? Basically just asking, what's in it for me? Do you love how they give him like the mobster, gangster, kind of look for that? And of course, Hercules does a classic, you celebrate war, and Wolverine is one of the greatest warriors and has slaughtered many a soldier. He's brought many to the world of the dead. Why would he want to get rid of a prize like that? And of course, Pluto, in his best interest, brings Wolverine back. And I love how Wolverine does a little Clash of the Titans joke right there. And Hercules like, wow, that is just totally inaccurate. But of course, someone's watching them. And of course, as you can probably tell, it's the Hand. Yes, but the Hand this time aren't here to fight. They're here to talk. For the Hand is being destroyed right now. And as much as it pains them to say it, they need allies. They need Hercules and Wolverine to intervene and step in. And of course, Wolverine and Hercules are a little hesitant. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And in this case, they need all the help they can get. Of course, we get a little backstory. And it seems like everyone seems to have access to the Blackbird, but Wolverine and Hercules take the Blackbird. They fly off to the island and, legend. And I love how they have this little back and forth exchange between them. And of course, they meet as the third player in this. And I love how, he's, him and Wolverine have a past, but he's willing to set that aside to save his people, to save the Hand. Like I said, war makes for strange bedfellows. But off in another place, our king is not done yet. He still has one trick up his sleeve. One mighty, evil creature. And I love this part when this king reaches down and says, "Unleash the Kraken." And this giant Kraken creature comes out ready, under its control, ready to destroy Wolverine and Hercules. But will it? Stay tuned, true believers, for the conclusion. Coming up soon, for I am the Comic Outlaw. And as always, I will catch you on the flip side. Yeah.